This is Bruce Boudreau, head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is the last day of November. It is Wednesday, November the 30th, and if you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Moderators, thank you in advance for tonight. Members, legends, Hall of Fame franchise members, thanks to all of you, and for the rest of you, everyone viewing, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond in the Lower Mainland, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know, I do not take you for granted. You know, I know that you could be watching anything else, doing anything else, but the fact that you're here with me, I am grateful, and I certainly do not take you for granted. So as always, subscribe, help me on my road to 10 Clay, and that ensures that you can get active in the chat section. So subscribe right now. Like the video, like 12 of you have done. Thank you. That's a much better start than last night. Last night was a smaller stream too. I wonder if it was because it was weird because it was a game night and everything, but it was a smaller stream last night. But that's okay. Maybe it's because the Canucks lost. Make sure you like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that Roberto Luongo, Daniel, and Henrik Sedin will all be honored tomorrow. And I'm going to talk about Luongo as my main subject of tonight's vlog. So that's important. Make sure you like the video. And of course, you're welcome to leave donations. Get that donation train out of the station. You're welcome to gift memberships. You're welcome to upgrade your membership. You're welcome to become a member and everything like that. And of course, most importantly, want you active in the comment section. By the way, if you're listening on a podcast network, a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. I appreciate that. And don't forget, I always go for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then I will turn it over to you. And when I turn it over to you halfway through the show, I'm going to be asking you basically, as you see in the title, Roberto Luongo is named to the Ring of Honor. Is that enough? And that's what I want to talk about today. I'm going to spend the first few minutes talking about the Canucks practice, but then more importantly, I want to talk about, the news that we got later today that indeed Roberto Luongo is going into the Ring of Honor, but not getting his jersey retired at least by the Vancouver Canucks. And if you're on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or anywhere else that you can share this video, make sure you share the link to this live stream and get more people in here so we can have a really, really good discussion. Let's talk quickly first about the Canucks practice. And the biggest thing to notice was that Brock Boeser was brought up to the top line. So it was Horvat, Miller, and Boeser. Then it was the second line of PD. Still can't believe he was -5 last night. That doesn't compute with me. But PD with Kuzmenko and Mikheyev. Then your third line, you still had Sheldon Dries there, but then it was a rotation there of Connor Garland, who gets dropped from the top line. So it was Dries, Hoglander gets dropped from the top line. So and then Studnicka. So the four of them, basically, it was Dries and Hoglander, and then it was Studnicka and Garland kind of sharing that wing spot. And then a fourth line of Neil Zaman, Dakota Joshua, and Curtis Lazar. So 13 forwards skated with Studnicka and or Garland. One of those two guys, not both, Studnicka or Garland will likely be the odd man out tomorrow night. We'll see. Be pretty bold if it's actually Garland, but he had the least ice time out of every forward last night, and he's been surprisingly very ineffective. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets scratched for the second time this season. Then we have on the blue line, brace for it. I hate to break it to you, but it was Oyel and Bear, Hughes, and Shen. And with Tyler Myers was Riley Stillman. And yes, Kyle Burrows yanked from that third pairing, at least in practice. And Kyle Burrows was skating with Travis Dermott him of I'm not sure if he was wearing a non-contact jersey, but the fact that that was the de facto fourth pairing for the Canucks does not bode well for Dermott yet, and certainly doesn't bode well for Burrows. Burrows was a -3 last night. Didn't have his strongest game, admittedly, but I still like Kyle Burrows in the lineup over Riley Steelman. So it looks like those are the two changes. It looks like it's going to be Besser playing on the top line with Horvat and Miller, and that means Hoglander gets dropped down. Could be Stadnyka in for Garland, and it looks like it's going to be Stillman in for Burrows. And then 99%, certain it's going to be Demko instead of Martin. You guys know that I thought I would have gone with Demko yesterday. I'm not at all saying that Martin was the reason why the Canucks lost yesterday. I'd say 2 of the 4, a few of those goals weren't his fault for sure. But to me, it was Martin. Demko was coming off that win in San Jose. It wasn't like Martin was playing so well that it was unfathomable that Demko would start. But the Boudreau and the coaching staff and Ian Clark chose Martin yesterday. That's fine. So I'm almost certain they go Demko tomorrow night. And then if Demko wins tomorrow, I don't know if you go back to Martin for Arizona or you go to Demko for Saturday night. But let's see. Guess we won't worry about it until we see if the Canucks win tomorrow night. Last thing I'll say about the practice and tomorrow night, the actual lineup before we get into Roberto Luongo is not even about the practice. It was simply for anyone who is still like Justin. I was following Justin. I was following your stories on Instagram. Crazy that you got home basically just before 7 a.m. after leaving Rogers Arena at 10:30. So that's an 8.5 hour commute. And I that's bad. That's horrible. And I know people that actually did 9, 10, 11 hour commutes. I think what makes yours tougher is that it was throughout the night. So when most people were sleeping, even me who don't get enough sleep, when most people were sleeping, you were still trying to find your way home, which is absolutely crazy. Wow. Okay, let's talk about tomorrow night's game. And then just before I do that, I want to, Simon, I got your email. I'm sorry I didn't respond to it, but I did get your email. So I wanted to respond to you now. And basically you're asking, I don't know if you're going to tomorrow night's game. I'm going to the hockey game tomorrow. I just want to know if you're going. That's all I was asking. That would really I just wanted to know if you were going to tomorrow night's game because I love to meet you and see you tomorrow. So, Simon, yes, I am going to tomorrow night's game, but I'm not sure if I can have the opportunity to meet people yet because I'm going as Marie's guest. So, I sit with Marie, wherever her seats are, and I don't know what our plans yet. So, Simon, this is probably not what you want to hear, but I simply can't guarantee that I'll see you tomorrow. The only thing I can say is maybe second intermission. We could try and meet, but even then I can't guarantee it. And I don't even know where I'm sitting tomorrow night. So that's the tricky thing. It'd be different, Simon, if I was in my own seats, then I could say I was in 115 or I was in 319, but I don't even know where we're sitting tomorrow. So, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen, Simon, tomorrow, unless, Simon, this is what I think you should do. I have your email address. Maybe if you're able to check your email during the game, just check it once. I don't want you on your phone the entire game just to look for an email from me. If I can, I will email you by the start of the second period. That's what it'll be. If you get an email from me at the start of the second period, that means that I can meet you, or you can find me on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. But if you don't hear from me, that means it probably won't happen. Okay, I hope that's the most. I think that makes the most sense. And Jeremy says, "Let's all have a meetup if Clay's available. I'm going to the game too." That's very nice of you, Jeremy. Would love to meet some of you guys, but I'd rather do it on a night where I'm not with Marie or with. I'd rather do it on a night where I'm in my own seats and I can make my own plans as opposed to being someone's guest. So I hope that makes sense. DSS DJ Seppi was sent back down to Abbotsford, and I think he played tonight. So let me talk about Roberto Luongo for about 5 minutes, and then I will turn it over to you. We heard today that Roberto Luongo is named to the Ring of Honor. He'll be the 8th Canuck player in the Ring of Honor. joining another goalie in Kirk McLean. And then there's also Orland Kurtenbach, which is the first captain of the Vancouver Canucks. Thomas Gradin and Harold Sneps. Gradin a forward, Sneps a D-man. Pat Quinn, legendary coach and GM. Matthias Olin, D-man. Alex Burrows, forward. So those are some really, really good Canucks players. And it's an honor. It should be an honor to be in the Ring of Honor. That's the whole point. That's the whole name. It's to honor Canucks legends. We expect to see Alex Edler up there, maybe Kevin Bieksa. But my point is, it's not bad. It's not a snub to be only Ring of Honor. It should still be an honor. But then there's a thought: does he belong with names like Henrik Sedin, Daniel Sedin, Pavel Bure, Marcus Naslin, Trevor Linden, and Stan Smeel? And of course, those are the 6 guys I just rattled off that are in the rafters, as they say. Their jerseys and their numbers forever retired. No one for the Vancouver Canucks will ever wear 12, 16, 19, 10, 22, or 33. Notice they're all low numbers. Yes. So, and I've seen, it's kind of interesting. I put a poll up on Twitter saying, what should the Canucks do? It's basically my way of asking, what do you think of their decision today? So I said, what should the Canucks do with Roberto Luongo? Got over almost 400 votes on Twitter. 58% saying retire the jersey, 34% saying Ring of Honor, and a small 8% saying do neither of those things. So I think we can take out the 8%, although that 8% of 400 is still 30 people. But 58% saying retire jersey, Ring of Honor, 34%. So 58 to 34. So quite decisive, not 2-1, but quite decisive. And I'm certainly not going to disagree with anyone who thinks that the Ring of Honor is enough. That's fine. And I want to say, when I turn it over to you and when I read some of your opinions and questions, don't type them in yet. You got to wait till I give you the cue. Well, you can type it in now and talk to your fellow viewers in there. But for me to read it out, I'm going to wait until the second half of the show. So I'm certainly not going to get upset or fight with you if you say, no, Ring of Honor is enough. But I think we should retire his jersey. I really do. And I know that it's already been retired in Florida. I don't think there's a rule that says you can only be retired in one organization. The fact that he is in the Hockey Hall of Fame, this isn't the Vancouver Canucks Hall of Fame. This isn't the Canadian Hall of Fame. This is the Hockey Hall of Fame. So you're basically being recognized by the entire hockey community, the hockey world, as being revered in that light. Yet you're not good enough to get revered in your own city. For me, and only me, that doesn't make sense. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, the Canucks already have too many guys that are retired, their jerseys retired for a team that hasn't won any championships. And you can see why the Edmonton Oilers or the Montreal Canadiens, why they have more guys jersey retired. And I get that because they've had a much more rich history when it comes to Stanley Cup championships. I get that. So I have time for that argument. I really do. But then even if you were to kind of knock down the number of guys up there, oh no, I better not go into this because I'll just make someone mad. But okay, so there's that reasoning of there's too many jerseys up there for a team that doesn't have any championships. So I have seen that sentiment out there. I also seen a bit of a sentiment of, well, he caused the cap recapture penalty, but I don't think you can pin that on Luongo. I guess some people wish he didn't retire. Then the Canucks wouldn't have got dinged, and instead he just goes on LTIR. But I don't know all the nuances, all the decision behind that. But so I don't think that's the strongest argument either. For me, the strongest argument is I simply look at his stats and the fact that he was the best goaltender in history. And by the way, when I say that I think Luongo should, Canucks history, when I say that Luongo should have his jersey retired, that doesn't mean that I'm disrespecting Kirk McLean. You can do both. You can retire Luongo's jersey and still have respect for Kirk McLean. I do think Luongo is far ahead of Kirk McLean in terms of accomplishments, ability, and whatever it may be. And I'm someone who did see Kirk McLean. I'm someone who was a fan when Kirk McLean was backstopping the Canucks to the 94 final. So it's not like I don't know who Kirk McLean is. I've met him. I like him. But I do think Luongo's numbers are a lot better, especially when you think that McLean played 11 or 12 seasons here and Luongo only played 8 seasons. But we know about Luongo's crazy numbers, and the Canucks put this out in their press release. He 448 games, McLean had 516. Luongo is the all-time winner with wins, 252, shutouts, 38, and then also the best goals against average in 236 and 919. So most wins, most shutouts, best goals against average, and best save percentage. 4 very important stats for a goalie. We also know that he won Jennings Trophy with Corey Schneider. We also know he was team captain for 2 years, even though that wasn't the best experiment ever. And then we also know that he won a gold medal for, I get it, not the Vancouver Canucks, but for Team Canada. He also, actually, it's interesting that he played 64 playoff games and recorded 32 wins. So exactly half, 32 wins in 64 playoff games. And Kirk McLean had 34 wins in 68 playoff games. So exactly 500 too. So no matter which goalie you like more, if you're trying to compare them, they both only went 500 in the playoffs. So again, and then two gold medals, including the one here in Vancouver. So that's my case to why I think Luongo should have his jersey retired and more than the Ring of Honor. But I would love to hear your thoughts as well. So now this is where you can start putting your comments in the chat section, and I'll get to them right after I do my mid-show sponsor read. So thank you to Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Thank you to Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link in not my video description. Use the link flashing across the bottom of your screen, performandtransform.ca/CanutClay, and Coach Patrick will contact you. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the discount code CanutClay at checkout at vessi.com and receive $15 off every single pair of Vessi shoes that you buy. As well, don't forget to subscribe, get active in the chat section. Don't forget to like this video as well. Leave donations, gift memberships, upgrade your membership, become a member, and most importantly, get active in the comment section. And once again, if you're listening on a podcast platform, rate and review as well. So my question to you is, as it says, Roberto Luongo named to the Ring of Honor. Is that enough? Let's get to your questions. Angus, how do we know if Lou denied the organization from retiring his number, but chose instead to go to the Ring of Honor? You're the first person who mentioned that. I don't know. We don't know for sure, but I don't know. I find it far-fetched that he would actually decline it, but good thought. Derek Clay, do you think Luongo would be a slam dunk for number retirement if they won the Stanley Cup? And so my answer is yes. And do you think the fact that Rutherford Alvin versus Benning influenced the decision? Meaning if it was Benning, he'd have his jersey retired as opposed to Rutherford Alvin? That part, I don't think so. I think because Benning wasn't even the guy who brought Luongo in either. So I don't think Benning versus Rutherford Alvin, that part makes a difference. I think if you're comparing Benning and Rutherford versus, say, Mike Gillis, then we're having a different conversation there. Justin, how he departed the city after the Winter Classic also strained the reverence in the city, but I also think both are good ways to honor and celebrate him. Fans can be happy either way. Yeah, Justin, I saw your take on Twitter, and I thought, as always, it was very reasonable and very articulate. See you later, DSS. In all honesty, if Lou gets number retired, then we should also notify the amazing things that Kirk has done for the organization with simply a little banner in the rafters without a full ceremony. Yeah, Taylor, then I don't think they're looking to add another category, i.e. mini banner, but I hear what you're saying. So it sounds like you're a Kirk McLean supporter. I think Ring of Honor is good, considering he already has number retired in Florida, and we have 6 numbers retired. I think the Canucks have put one out of rotation. The Canucks have put one out of rotation. Like, oh, I see what you're saying. Is no one can wear number 37 either. McLean over Luongo anytime. So there's a vote. And remember, I'm not trying to make this McLean versus Luongo, but I'm happy for you to use that that reasoning in your comments. And so there's a vote for McLean. Who would have made the decision about the Ring of Honor? Is it the ownership thing? Actually, what they say in the press release, Coach Rob, is they say the induction was unanimously voted on by a distinguished group of ex-players, broadcasters, and other members of the hockey club. So very vague is my point. Ring of Honor is good, and why not retire his jersey, says Brian. Kirk also did more, in my opinion, to the general organization off ice and leaving an alumni legacy than Lou did. Lou's records are great, and we're celebrating as well. Yeah, that's a good point. Luongo was very active in his 8 years here in the community for sure. But McLean has been, I can't remember how active he was in the community back when he played, but he certainly has been very active and instrumental in the Alumni Association ever since. That's fair. Harry, I think that Lou deserves to get his number retired in Vancouver because he was a great leader and the first ever captain for the Canucks. He also brought the Canucks to the finals. Yeah, all those things are true. I'd say the Sedins, Kessler, Burroughs had a big hand in getting the finals as well, but I hear what you're saying. Jeremy, I believe we won the cup. He would have definitely had his number retired, but I'm shocked and disappointed at this. So Jeremy thinks he should have his number retired. Edmund, whether it's Ring of Honor or retirement, Luongo's getting some recognition is better than nothing. Jason, Dan Cloutier was the best before the beach ball incident. Yes, Cloutier let in a goal from outside the blue line. Hello. How confident are you that we can beat Florida tomorrow? Well, I was pretty confident we could beat Washington, but I am confident. We seem to play well on these. I remember when Alex Burrows had his number put in the Ring of Honor. We had a good game. I think we beat Ottawa. I think usually the Canucks do well in these type of games, so I do think the Canucks will win tomorrow. I would not mind either way. It's good to honor both Luongo and McLean. Yes, McLean is in the Ring of Honor, so if people think that they are equal or equivalent, then maybe for those people, the Ring of Honor is perfectly acceptable. I'm doing great, Harry. Thank you. I think Demko should start tomorrow night. Me too. What do the Canucks need to work on to get the win tomorrow night? Could we see line changes? Well, I already talked about the line changes, Harry. And in terms of what they need to work on, basically all three facets. They got to get more pressure to the net on offense. They got to play much better defense, less turnovers, and they got to improve their power play, their special teams. Scott only retires number with the captain included. The number 31 should never be retired. It's too commonly used. Only retire the number. Yeah, but Scott, Luongo never wore number 31, unless I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. Angus, there's really no debate that the Canucks don't retire his number just based on his Canucks stats and will work in the community. I guess I just feel he might deny it because Florida is his organization. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. I think it was more Gillis and Torts who kind of ran Luongo out. He did deserve better. That's what Edmund says. Coach Rob, remember Wayne Mackey? Yes, his number's not used except for Messier. Yes, Wayne Mackey. I do remember him, and I do remember that was a big deal when Messier wanted to wear number 11. Rosario, I think you're being sarcastic. No, I don't know. Do not think we should retire. We should honor Mark Messier. Justin, if you retire Lou, you think you'd also have to retire McLean, and that would be weird to see the Raptors the number 1 banner twice. Kirk in the flying skate and Lou in the Orca logo. Yeah, I don't know. I think if there's no Roberto Luongo in the equation, I do not think Kirk McLean as a standalone would have been retired. His jersey, and the fact that Luongo came after McLean. It'd be different if McLean was before Luongo. They'd be really weird. You're retiring Kirk McLean's number 1, but then Luongo wore it after. But this way, at least Luongo came after McLean. So I don't think it'd be that strange. I don't think, for me, and remember, I like Kirk McLean a lot. I don't think you're tarnishing his legacy. Who do you think gets an extension first, Kuzmenko or Horvat? Horvat. If they're gonna do it, it'll be Horvat. Horvat will be done before July 1, and then Kuzmenko would be shortly thereafter. I think it sends the wrong message if you extend Kuzmenko before Horvat. See, Edits, do you think Canucks can win all of the next 3 games so they can win the week? I do think they can. Florida is the best of the next 3 teams they're playing, but then it's got Arizona, Montreal. They should win all 3, although I predicted 3-1 in Canucks After Dark with them losing against Montreal, so they have to win the next 3 for sure to win the week. Is Dermott playing anytime soon? I'd still give him another week, I think. At least he's practicing, which is a good thing. What's my favorite Luongo quote? Well, it's not "my contract sucks." I liked a lot of the skits that he did with TSN and Corey Schneider and Jamie McLennan. Maybe my favorite quote, though, is when he messaged me after Maria and I did our Boys to Men song for him and said, "Thank you for the classy tribute." Yeah, that's my favorite Luongo quote. Who do I think will score the first goal for the Canucks tomorrow night? Let's go with... I don't know. I like picking Pettersson. I think that's a safe bet. Good night, Jay. Thanks for being here. Yes, McLean is in the Ring of Honor. I also think Luongo's best years were here stats-wise, but his heart was always in Florida, even when he wanted out, again, to go home after winter classes so that he could be why he only got... So that could be why he only got the Ring of Honor. That's fair. Both Raptors will look great in all honesty. Not going to lie. Flying skate with the Orc up there is a sight to be seen. That would be cool. What do you think Horvat's contract will get if they extend Horvat? I think he's going to get at least what Miller got now, which is crazy to think. I think he's going to get 7 years, 8 to 8.5. Well, Justin, you're going to 4 games this week. That's crazy. Bury wanted out, but he still got his jersey retired. He did community work as a PR move in 2013 just to get number 10 retired. I do remember that. What game or moment was your favorite of Luongo? For me, seeing him shut out Brodeur back in 2007 and getting a 4-0 shutout with Bros getting a hat trick. Oh, those are good. I think my favorite Luongo moment. I don't know. I've talked about this before. It wasn't the best save ever, but in terms of technical ability and the fact that Patrick Sharp missed shot, but I think that save on Sharp in the overtime of Game 7 against Chicago, leading to the Slay the Dragon goal, that was a pretty big moment, I thought, for me, for Luongo. Irwin says the other way, yeah, if the Panthers can retire, lose number, why can't we? That's fair too. Which players do you want to see have their numbers retired? Truly, Taylor, I think very truly the next one might be PD. Because I don't see anyone that hasn't got it done already, and anyone on this current roster except maybe PD. Would you do Horvat 8x7? Yeah, but he won't do that. Do I think Hamhuis goes in the Ring of Honor or even Bieksa? I think Bieksa will. I'm not sure of Hamhuis. I don't think Hamhuis played here long enough. But I think Bieksa will. The Karamaki has a concussion. He may be out for the rest of the year. Yeah, he's had a very rough season this season, unfortunately. What's it like being a season ticket holder for a few years now? Well, Harry, yeah, it's been 12 years now. I like it. I love being at the game. I recognize I'm very blessed to be able to spend the time and the money and the energy to do so, but I love it. I love being in the arena. I love meeting fans. I love the energy, and I love cheering on the guys for sure. Is it true Luongo always talked positively about his time when he was in Vancouver? Yep. He's always said good things. He's admitted that he grew a lot here too, because it was tough on his mental health for sure. When do I think PD gets the A? I think as early as next season or the season after that when his new contract kicks in. Great save, Luongo. Yeah, there's a lot of those for sure, Jeremy. All fans of the game tomorrow should make it loud and clear to ownership to retire number 1 the moment Luongo steps on the ice. Yeah, I'm not sure how they do that though. Like, there's no good chance. What would it be? Raise his banner or retire his jersey. I don't know. That didn't sound right. Or maybe it doesn't sound right because I'm just saying it by myself. But I hear what you're saying, Canucks fan. Oh yeah, the pump the tires quote. I didn't know it was my job to pump his tires. That's a good one. No, I've been pumping his tires. Yeah, he said about Tim Thomas, I've been pumping his tires. That's right. Do I think Kessler gets into the ring? Jack, if I had to bet, I'd say no. I don't think we hold him in the same regard and esteem as we do Alex Burrows. Do I think Lekkerimäki plays another season in Sweden, or would you sign him to ELC and play him in Abbotsford? After what happened this year, I don't know if I sign him just yet. I don't think he's ready, fangirl. What is my favorite moment in Canucks history when you were a Canucks season ticket holder? I think it was watching Burrows slay the dragon. It was the Bieksa stanchion goal, and it was the Sedins scoring on their final home game. Those three. Do you think Lou wanted to be in the Ring of Honor and not his number retired himself? Because this didn't make sense to me because no one would dare to wear number 1 again here. Yeah, Victor, that's a really... someone else, Angus brought it up too, that maybe he actually declined the jersey retirement. I just don't see that. Or maybe I'm just selfish because I wouldn't. Do we think Horvat could get over 60 million? I do. I could see a team signing him for 7 years. 7.5 is 60. No, 7. Sorry, 7 years is 8. 7 times 8.5 is your 60. Close for sure. This win is probably better than the gold medal game. Who said that? When did he say that? Could we see Edler and Tanev retiring and being in the Ring of Honor? I could see Edler being in the Ring of Honor, maybe not Tanev. That's my guess. That photo with Linda and McLean in 94 is iconic for Canucks. Yeah, I had it up before, but not right now. Well, isn't that one iconic? Yeah, no, that's true. It's true. Hull, Howe, Gretzky, Bork, Messi, and Raw are the only players with jerseys retired by multiple teams. Would I group Lou with this group? No. When I see those 6 names, I would say no, but I would still, that wouldn't be the reason for me not to do it. If he joins that illustrious group, he'd probably be the weakest of those 7 names for sure. What do I think Hsmfangirl gets? I've heard people say as high as over 5 million. I don't know. I if I was a GM, I'd want to make sure that it wasn't a fluke or a flash in the pan, but you can't deny his skill. I think he gets, depending on length, of course, I think it's 3.5 to 4.5, like in the high 3s, low to mid 4s. I don't know if I give him 5 million for the next one. I don't know. Who do you think gets in the Ring of Honor after Luongo? I think it's Bieksa. What is the point of having a Ring of Honor, giving the clubs fair to get a cup and rarely getting as far as the quarterfinals? Yeah, Scott, and someone extend that to the jersey retirement question as well. How excited are you to possibly see Eddie McDonough in the lineup? Excited is probably too strong of a word, fangirl. I'm curious, but it doesn't excite me when someone says Eddie McDonough might play for us. It doesn't excite me, but I'd be curious. What convinced you to become a season ticket holder 12 years ago? Oh, this is a very easy question, C-Edits. My buddy Mike, who's still my season ticket partner for the 319, the upstairs seats, his longtime season ticket holder was moving away to Calgary. And then I said, what are you going to do with the extra ticket? He goes, I don't know yet. And I talked to Gail and I said, I'll buy it. And that was it. It was an opportunity. It was an opportunity to split seats with the guy I trust, Mike from my church. And and then I don't know if I should say this. Yeah, I can say it without saying her name. What's really interesting is that girl that Mike went to high school with, she now is very, let's just say she has a very popular OnlyFans account. I do not subscribe to it. That's not my thing, but that's what Mike told me, and good for her. That's all I'll say. Edmund, Heather will be in the Ring of Honor, and who knows, may follow Bieksa and retire as a Canuck. Perhaps, yes. Said that after Game 7 Hawks or Game 5 Sharks. Gotcha. I don't think anyone would wear number 1 again, right? Or the fans would not be happy. Yeah. And that's not the reason why you retire his jersey. But yes, I don't know if a guy will wear number 1 here again. Or it could be someone who just has no idea of history and he just takes it. I don't think it makes sense for him to say no to jersey retirement. It's kind of an honor. Not many players have jersey retired in 2 places. Yes, Jay, that's kind of the way I lean as well. Is it disrespect to McLean if the Canucks retired along with jersey? We can't do that to McLean. Sean, I've seen a lot of that. I don't agree with that, but and that's fair. I know Don Taylor would agree with you for sure. What's it like going to a playoff game? Harry, it's amazing. It's such a really, really neat experience. I think his agent wants Kuz to get at least $5 million, so he's not really a rookie. Yeah, no, and why wouldn't the agent want that? But I don't know if I would. Kirk still enjoys being around the Canucks? Yep. What Christmas movie do you think is more iconic, Elf or Home Alone? I have not seen Elf. I've only seen Home Alone once, so I can't answer that. I don't really care to see Elf, quite frankly. If you could replace any former Canuck player with, who would it be? And what would be your dream lineup for the Canucks if Burrow or Bieksa played? Replace any former Canuck? Oh, there's so many. guys like Matt Schneider, I thought he was going to be good. He didn't do anything for us. Keith Ballard was disappointed. Even David Booth. Like, if you're talking about replacing any former Canuck, like with who? With anyone I want? So, my dream lineup for the Canucks, if Burrows or Bieksa played, I'd still go the Sedins with Burrows then. If I have to use Burrows, and then I'd go Bieksa with Hughes, and then Luongo. No, do not misquote me, Funk You. I did not make an OnlyFans account. You're going to have to go back and watch that answer a little more closely. It's like no other player has worn number 14s for Vancouver's. Come to think of it, no one has worn 14 since Burrows. I can't think of one, but I could be corrected. Yeah, that would be cool, Shannon. That would be cool to get you to your first NHL game one day. So we got some votes for Home Alone. Or replace any current player with a former Canuck. I replace half of our defense with Bieksa. So I would replace Myers, Stillman, Burrows with Bieksa. Probably not Hughes or Shen. And then up front, you asked about Burrows. I would replace any forward that's not Miller, Petey, Horvat, Besser, Kuzmenko. So, and maybe Mikheyev, but the other guys I would. Rob says he's always home alone. Only 9 players have had. Yeah, Sean. Justin already made this point about the players' jerseys retired by 2 teams. Yeah, you don't have to apologize to me, but I can tell you feel very strongly about it, and that's cool. I don't share that sentiment, but I encourage you to share yours. That's great. All right, last few minutes. Have I been to Club 500? Yes, I have been a few times. How much space will they have for the Ring of Honor with Luongo and future candidates? The bowl is only so big. Luongo, now maybe Edler, Bieksa, and Kessler kind of cramped all around. Or maybe, yeah, I wonder if they add another level somehow, Justin. That's a good question. I never thought about the physical. I'll have to look at that tomorrow when I'm in there. Thoughts on Podkolzin being scratched? Is this the move? It is. He's one of the least effective, and the beauty of sending him down to Abbotsford is you can't lose him to waivers. So I didn't like that he's being scratched, but I do like that they actually did something about it and sent him to Abbotsford. Other than the Sedins, Luongo, who else do you think would have made a good captain from the 2011 squad? Burrows, or even back then, Bieksa. Those are the 2 guys that scream leadership after those 3. Am I disappointed with Rathbone's development? It's clear that he is too good for the A, but it's clear that he's not good enough for the big leagues yet. Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't say he's too good for the A, but he's one of the better players there. Yes, I'm slightly concerned for sure, because I do like him a lot, and I think we could use a player like him. Is Kessler officially retired? Maybe he wants to retire here. Yeah, I don't see him have the same ties to here as Bieksa, quite frankly, Fangirl. Make another layer for the Ring of Honor like they do for the Cup. That's what I was thinking too. I just have to picture where that would go in the arena. Have I had the sushi at Rogers Arena? No. I've had the poke there, but not the sushi. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have I think there's so many better places to get sushi in the Lower Mainland. I don't think I would buck up to eat sushi at the Rogers Arena. But having said that, in the Encore Lounge, when I'm there with Jason, they have all you can eat sushi up there, and that's good. And I believe they bring it in from a Japanese restaurant, maybe Miku or something. So I have eaten sushi upstairs, but I've never paid for sushi, if that makes sense. I'm going with Pedersen. Other than Carve, the best other food in the arena. Ooh, that's a good question. I like the sushi in the Encore Lounge, and I do like, even the White Spot Burger is fine with me. I like Matsuyama in Richmond. Yes, Addy, I'm doing a meetup in January, but I'll announce that in the next couple of weeks. Sushi in the premium clubs and suites. What's a poke? It comes out of Hawaii. It's basically a bowl with raw fish, like sashimi, so tuna or salmon, and then you can like rice and seaweed and things like that. Look up poke bowl, and it's spelled poke. If you were an NHL player, what would your game day and warm-up routine be like? Lots of napping. Lots of napping, drinking pop. I don't think I'd be a very good player, but yes, lots of napping for sure. Some prayer time. Rathbone had a point of game last year in the A, but it's hard to be on the Canucks with Huggy and OEL blocking him on the left. Would you consider trading him? Yeah, you have to build up his value a bit first, but he's still under contract into the end of next year. I'd still give him a tiny bit more time. Club 500, I know as a sushi chef. Yeah, okay, maybe that's what it is then. Oh, it comes from Ebisu. I did not. Are you sure? Japan 4? I did not know that. And Jeremy, another vote for Matsuyama. Friends, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you. Yesterday, I got to the end. I didn't have a donation, and then Jason sent me a 99-cent donation, which was probably $1. Then he told me that he meant to actually send a different amount, but I still appreciated that anyways last night. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate you being here. And yeah, Justin, you out of anyone deserve some sleep. So make sure you go get that sleep, and maybe I'll see you at the arena. Simon, Jeremy, maybe I'll see you at the arena. I just can't promise where I'm going to be and when. So unfortunately, I can't commit to anything like that. So maybe I'll just have to hopefully see you around the concourse sometime. But I'll be hanging out in the lower bowl tomorrow because that's where I'm guessing Marie's seats are. So thank you everyone for being here. Moderators, thank you. It didn't look like you had to do too much tonight, and that's a good thing. Thank you to legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang. Thanks to my Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks to all of you for watching, those that you new subscribers, and anyone that left comments in the chat section. I appreciate you. Some really good discussion tonight on Luongo, on Kirk McLean, Ring of Honor, retire the jersey. I think this debate's going to go on and on all the way until it's the day where his jersey does go up. Sorry. That was an unintentional slip. All the way until the day that they put his name in the Ring of Honor. But it doesn't take away from his accomplishments. It doesn't take away from Kirk McLean's accomplishments. And tomorrow night, we get to celebrate the accomplishments of Daniel, Henrik, and Roberto Luongo. By the way, Sean and I still have not sold our tickets for tomorrow night. So if you somehow are very interested in my tickets for tomorrow night, you can leave me an email here. I'll put it in the chat, canuckclay@gmail.com. So you can send me an email, and we're basically selling them for $325 a pair. So, and we have 4 seats available. So $325 a pair or $600 for all 4 if you want to take all 4 off of our hands. So let me know. The seats are in section, Addy, the seats are in section 115, row 8, 101 to 104. So they're excellent seats. In fact, allow me just to do this. I got to find it here now. I was going to pull up a picture, but I don't have it right off the top of my head. Yeah, the seats are really good. They're in the Canucks offensive zone for the first and third period. They're at the face-off dot over looking at the goalie's left shoulder, if that makes sense. So we're behind the benches. We're on the bench side. So we're facing the TV cameras. And therefore, when you're watching TV, we're on the left side of the screen on the top because we are looking at the opposing goalie's left shoulder. So once again, if you, and a bunch of you guys are saying, if I do go down to the ice level to film Marie, do not have my flashlight on my camera. Yes, thank you, Coach Rob. Thank you, Fangirl, for mentioning that as well. So send me an email if you want to know more about the tickets. But I will get out of here now. I got to do a bit of studying and then rest up. Pack my Luongo and Sedin's jersey. I'll decide which one I'm going to wear. I like my Luongo jersey. And then maybe I'll see some of you at the game tomorrow. So again, thanks everyone for being here. I appreciate you. On your way out, subscribe if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Become a member. Upgrade your membership if you'd like to. Leave a donation if you'd like to. And keep commenting in the chat section. Thank you to Van City Experts Real Estate. Thank you to Perform, Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. Thanks to all of you for being here once again. I will try my best to stream at 11 o'clock tomorrow night, depending on the roads, depending on what I do after the game. So my initial plan is to stream at 11 tomorrow night, but I'll update that as I go. Whew. Thanks, everyone. Longer one tonight, but that's good. Nothing wrong with that. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And I'm not sure if I told you that last year I got hospitalized due to a peekaboo accident. Yes, we were playing peekaboo. So they put me in the ICU. ICU. God bless. and go Canucks go. Booyah.